Hey, it's Dino. And honestly, I didn't plan for my two most recent videos to be me reviewing TV shows. It just so happened to be like that. My channel isn't really about that, but I do it occasionally. But anyways, today I wanted to talk about 13 Reasons Why because the final season came out on Friday. And I know that people have mixed opinions on this show and that it's a very, very, very controversial show. But I don't know, I felt attached to it ever since it came out. And so I've been watching it every single time a season comes out because I personally enjoy the show. What I wanted to say though is that I cannot believe the turn the show took. Seasons 1 and 2 and seasons 3 and 4 can be two completely different shows. It's just crazy how much the show detached itself from what the original thing was. I forgot about Hannah Baker until they mentioned her again. Someone would be like, Hannah Baker, and I'm like, oh my god, she was a thing. Right. It just feels like forever ago, even though the show's only 4 seasons. That being said, I feel like, in my opinion, season 4 of 13 Reasons Why was the best season the show ever had. Let's talk about it. So right off the bat, the season starts with a funeral scene. And obviously, we don't know who dies, but of course, someone dies because it's 13 Reasons Why. Someone's always dying. So let's cut to 6 months before that funeral. Clay is having very weird dreams, very vivid dreams about Monty because he feels guilty, and I feel like that's a manifestation of like his stress and his guilt for what happened to Monty. You know, like when they pinned Bryce's murder on him, even though it was Alex, but they wanted Monty to go to jail because of what he did to Tyler. But yeah, he feels guilty about it because he died in prison. He was killed in prison. So yeah, Clay's been going to a therapist because his anxiety gets very, 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 very bad. And it just gets worse as the season progresses. And at the end of the show, when he says what he suffers from in his graduation speech, when he says, I suffer from anxiety and depression, I honestly, like at the beginning of the show and like throughout the entire season, I thought it was a lot more than anxiety and depression just because of the hallucinations he was having and like how he was disassociating. Like I feel like that was more than that, but like I'm not a therapist, so I didn't know you can disassociate solely through anxiety and depression. I thought that was like only something that happened with other mental disorders. But I don't know, I literally took a whole class on behavior disorders and I don't get it, but whatever. We also find out that Winston, you know, the guy from Hillcrest that like hooked up with Monty like secretly, he transferred to Liberty High School, and that freaked Ani and Clay the fuck out because he was Monty's alibi. So yeah, he was just there honestly to find out what happened that night, and he was like trying to find out so hard, but honestly he wasn't very good at it because he never found out and Alex had to tell him it was him. So he literally did a shit job, but whatever. Also, Justin comes back from rehab and him and Jessica break up because he's trying to like take time for himself and like focus on himself, you know, and like on his road to recovery by himself. Like he has to do it alone. And Jessica was not a fan of that, and it rubbed me the wrong way just because I felt like she wasn't understanding. He told her that he needs to like be alone and independent, and then she got like mad at him. But like I also get it because like she loves him, but it was just like, I don't know, it kind of rubbed me the wrong way. So then they break up, and then Jessica starts dating the new guy. He's not new. He's been at Liberty, but he's like new on the show. He's on the football team. His name is Diego. They start dating, and then Justin is jealous, and that's a whole love triangle that like, whatever. That whole love triangle was like just intense. It was just, I don't know. Not that I didn't like it. I just wanted Justin and Jessica to like be together. Like that's literally it. Also, besides Winston, Diego was also trying to find out who killed Monty and what happened to Monty. And he pulled that whole stunt with Clay, like at the Valentine's Day dance where he used like the dummy and all the blood. And you know, that's when I realized that something was very, very wrong with Clay because he thought it was Monty and it ended up being a dummy. And I was just like, whoa, what is up? I was just like very, very concerned for him. Like I didn't know what was happening at all. Let's talk about Alex and Zach. Honestly, I just want to say that this friendship is literally my favorite friendship on the show. My favorite friendship ever. Like it's just so wholesome. And they're just like so adorable as friends. And just how like Zach reacted when Alex kissed him, that was really wholesome. Like I knew Zach wasn't like an asshole like all the other jocks, but I don't know, I thought it was gonna be awkward, and it wasn't awkward for him. It was just awkward for Alex, which is understandable because Alex was the one that kissed him out of nowhere, so he obviously felt awkward about it. But no, Zach was pretty cool about it, which was awesome. So all throughout this season, Alex is basically trying to figure out his sexuality, and he finds not one, but 2 guys to do that with. He and Winston were really hitting it off until Ani saw them making out like during the Valentine's Day dance in the hallway, and she was concerned and told Clay, you know, because Winston is out to get them and they were worried about Alex's own safety. Winston was only there to play detective and they were scared that he was only using Alex, but he wasn't. But at the same time, you don't really know. Like, he wasn't using Alex, but like, how would you know that? Considering like all the evidence that says otherwise. There was also Charlie, who I just want to say was my favorite character this season. Oh my god, that kid is so insanely likable. He was literally the best on the show. Just like his cookies, his energy, just like his overall vibe, and like, he was just so nice and so pure. No other character can ever be on his level. Like, honestly, that kid, I don't know, he was just the best character, literally. And it also made me sad that this was his only season, because the show was ending, because I feel like his character had so much potential, but he only got like 10 episodes. So yeah, then him and Alex started dating, and it made me sad how much he pursued Alex, and Alex was just like, he didn't believe that he liked him that much, because like, he wasn't confident in himself, and it just broke my heart. I don't know, because Alex is such a nice person, and he deserved the world. And I like that towards the end of the show, he starts like accepting happiness, because I feel like that's something that he struggles with a lot, just being happy and like accepting the good things that come in his life. And after all, he is Alex, so it wasn't 100%, like, he was still dark and Alex. But I like how there was some character development there. Zach during this season is suffering with alcoholism, and I feel like, again, not a therapist, but I feel like that has to do with the fact that he was the one that beat up Bryce so bad. Because like, if he wasn't beat up that bad, he could have walked and Alex wouldn't have killed him. So yeah, he just felt guilty with his death, and that's why I feel like he like got into alcohol abuse like this season. It was getting extremely bad. I mean, I knew it was bad, but it was very, 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 very concerning when like Alex and Charlie like were breaking into this room during prom, and they found him about to hook up with this girl that was clearly incapacitated. And that just like shook me to the core, because I was like, oh my goodness, sir, this isn't you. You shouldn't be doing this, period, but this isn't you. Like, I was just so scared for that girl, and then I was just like, what was he like? Would he have done it? I don't even want to think about it. I haven't talked about Ani a lot, but at the same time, she was absent for a lot of the show, because like, her mom got into an accident or something, and she had to take care of her. But I just want to say that I like Ani, and I feel like a lot of people hate Ani. Like, they hate Ani to the point that they literally attacked the actress when like season 3 premiered, and she had to private her Instagram because of how much hate she got, which I do not get, considering, you know, actor and character are completely different entities, but whatever. But no, I do feel like Ani cares about her friends a lot. The only thing is that she did hook up with Bryce, even though, you know, he raped Jess. So that's one thing off about her, but everything else, I don't know. People found her annoying. I didn't think she was annoying. But yeah, that's it on Ani, honestly. Let's talk about the school shooting episode, because I just want to know what is wrong with that school's administration, because in all my years that I had of school, I never had a lockdown drill that traumatizing. Like, the fact that they like rattled the doorknobs of each classroom to scare the kids, and they simulated gunshots to scare the kids. Of course it was going to be traumatizing. No wonder Clay had a breakdown, you know? Because like, huh? How is that like okay? Does that happen in anyone else's schools? If you're watching this video and that has ever happened to you in your school, comment down below, please, because I just cannot fathom that was something remotely acceptable. For a second, I did think it was Tyler, and then for that split second, I was like, damn, this is everyone else's fault. Not their fault, per se, but they did cover up the whole thing and then not report him at all, like, after the season 2 finale happened. So when Tyler went missing, I was just like, oh my god, this is all of your faults. Like, why did you guys never do anything in the first place? But then again, Tyler has like changed, and like, he's gotten help and he's fine now. But I was scared for a second. Thank god it wasn't real, but also the principal and everyone that was involved in that weird ass lockdown simulation. Because what? The walkout was a very powerful episode, and just like how the kids took back their power, because the whole like school security thing, like, I get it, but it was just like going overboard, especially with that scene with Diego. The first time I knew like something was up was when Tony was walking towards a police officer, and like he turned around because he felt uncomfortable, and then the police officer called him back and like started patting him down. But then when it became very, very apparent was when Diego and Justin were arguing and they were about to start fighting, and then the guy told Justin to go back to class, And then he took Diego and literally pressed him against the locker and was very, very violent with him. And that was what initiated the walkout in the first place. But that was very, very beyond fucked up. So I'm glad they did that, and I'm glad they took like their power back. But yeah, the riot was also very, very, very intense, and I was scared because I thought that woman was gonna get hurt. And then at the end of the episode-ish, like when Charlie was just on the ground and he was like unconscious, I was scared because I thought he was gonna die. But then I was like, you're an idiot, because he spoke at the funeral, like in one of the flash forwards to the funeral, like he spoke on it, so he obviously was the one that died. So my bad. So in the prom episode, they were trying to get their parents on their side, you know, because they wanted prom back and they had taken her away because of the riot and the walkout and blah blah blah. Which honestly, the whole parent thing and the whole them spying on them and having tracking apps on their phones, and then having this little like cult at the school, like trying to find out how they can violate their kids' privacy better, it was just very, very off to me. Like, that was so weird. There's just a lot about this season that was just odd. So the prom ends up happening, and then everyone looks great, especially Ani and Jessica. Like, their prom outfits, their hair were so good. Justin ends up not going, and then I was like, oh no, I think he's going to die, because Clay left him alone at home and he did relapse. So I am scared he's going to OD and be by himself and no one can help him. But that didn't end up happening because he ended up going to the prom. So I was very happy about that. Charlie and Alex run prom kings. Love that for them. That was amazing. Wholesome. Again, literally my favorite couple on the show. They were so cute. Then best part starts playing when Justin pulls up to prom and Jessica starts walking towards him, and that was just like, that was so emotional and so good. Like, I literally almost broke down sobbing. And then my two favorite lines of the entire season were said, and that's when Justin said to Jessica, I love you more than life. And then Jessica says, don't love anything more than life. And I don't know what it was about those lines, but they broke me. They literally broke me. That was just so amazing. I wrote them down in my notes app as soon as that happened, because I was like, wow. But yeah, then that happens. Everything's fine. Everyone's dancing. Everyone's having fun at prom. You know the vibes. It's all fun. It's all dancing. Everyone's having a good time. Until Justin starts feeling weird. And I'm like, no. And then Jessica turns around. She noticed that he's not okay. And then I was just like, no, this is not what is happening right now. Justin isn't gonna die, right? And then he collapses on the floor, and in that very moment, I died as well. But apparently he wasn't dead. He was just dying. So apparently he had HIV-1, which progressed to AIDS, which honestly I did not know was a thing still in 2020. Like, I didn't think that happened often. The problem was that since he had HIV and was never treated for it, because he never got tested, it progressed because it's very quick. It was just so heartbreaking because he had gotten better, and then Clay's parents adopted him, and like he was like with Jess again, and they never got their happy ending, and then Justin never got his happy ending and died at 18. Like, that was just so sad. Like, every single conversation he had with people on his deathbed, especially the ones he had with Jessica, they were just so sad. And then the one he had with Clay, when he was alone with Clay, and they said I love you to each other, and then Clay asked him if he was scared, and then Justin said that he was, and asked Clay to hold his hand, and then he held his hand, and they just sat there. That was when I was like, bro, I literally hate this show. Like, I cannot. Why would they do this? Like, they could have a happy ending without killing anyone. It's just, like, I'm just so sad he didn't get to go to college. He got into Occidental, right? That was the thing. He was going to college. Oh my god. He was literally gonna go to college. The rest of the episode is graduation, and then Clay and Jessica speak at graduation. They both have their speeches. It's all cute. Whatever, and then we see that Courtney and Ryan, the people that were in season 1, they made a cameo on the show. That was cute, made it a whole full circle moment. They ended up burying Hannah's tapes, and that was like their whole closure moment. And then Jessica had this little moment with Ghost Bryce, and that was really cute. She was like, you didn't win. He was all like cocky and whatever and being an asshole, and she was like, you didn't win, which is facts. He didn't. They all just talked about if they would ever need each other, just call. They would always have their backs, and that was just like a very wholesome scene. And then I like the last scene with Tony and Clay when they drive off. It was very long, and because it was very long and like just like raw, I was like, this has to be a parallel. And I realized it was a parallel, because in the first season, like, that little ride of them like quiet in the car also happened. So I feel like that was also a very full circle moment, and I feel like this season was just very, very well done, and just like the acting was great as per usual. Like, this show has amazing actors. It wasn't very controversial, which I enjoyed, just because like the previous season had a lot of backlash, considering the first season had a very, very graphic suicide scene, the second season had a very, very graphic sexual assault scene, the third season was basically giving a redemption arc to a rapist, and the fourth season wasn't doing anything controversial really, which I enjoyed. I am going to miss the show. I didn't think I'd say that. I feel like this season just made me appreciate the show a lot more. Tony got into a college for boxing, which was dope. Full ride. I'm so happy for him. Overall, I don't know, I feel like a lot of the characters are very likable, and I'm gonna miss them. I really liked this season, and I feel like it was the best season on the show. And you can disagree with me, that's fine. Let me know in the comments down below which season was your favorite, if you actually liked the season or not. I would like to know. Maybe I am literally insane and I'm the only one that likes the season, but it is what it is. But with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos every Monday and Thursday. I didn't post at all last week, but that was just because of everything that has been going on in the world right now, with what happened with George Floyd and protests that broke out because of that. I'm going to link some donation links and some petitions if anyone wants to sign them in the comments down below. And yeah, I'm going to be posting every Monday and Thursday regularly. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like it if you did, comment if you did, subscribe if you did, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.